Hello! Process video update. I'm very excited about this one because last time I was telling you guys about the chaos document that I work with, and I'm still adding to it. I'm still having thoughts every day, little moments, little things that come up. I just throw it in the document. It's on Google Docs, which means that I can do it from my phone wherever I am and it's updated everywhere. So that's super handy. But we've also started Zero Draft July, which is the next step for me, because the zero draft gives me a chance to just try stuff. I'm not committed to anything yet. I'm just looking at the document and going, okay, what can I grab? What's useful here for this part of the story? But also, because I'm going page by page, starting at the beginning and working straight through, I do have to just look at exactly where I am in the story and see what fits right there. It releases me from the pressure of thinking about the entire story or like holding the entire story all at once while I'm trying to decide each moment to moment part or decision or strategy. So I thought I would just give you like the briefest view of what my zero draft looks like. This is basically thumbnails, but at a slightly larger size than I would normally do them. So each of these rectangles is a page, and then the double rectangle is like a spread because I want this to be a book. So it's going to have that format where someone's looking at a single page and then they open and there's the double. So it's super loose, as you can tell. There's just like a lot of little lines everywhere. And these drawings at the bottom that represent bodies are still so basic, so basic. Sam Sharp was telling us in our last zero draft drawing session on Sunday that having a version of a body that you can draw that is a little more than a stick figure but not more complicated is a really good idea, because you want to have the three-dimensionality in your drawings to make sure that when you look at it later you can understand what direction is the person facing when they're talking, or is this like the back of their body or the front of their body. The way I deal with that is by drawing hair. And I have these chunky, this chunky version of a person that is not a stick figure, but like really not much more. Here's a drawing that's a really basic drawing of a person, the way that I do it. So like there's the shorter bangs on the front, longer hair on the back. That gives me a chance that if this person turns around and I fill in the back of their head, I know what that is. I know that's hair. I know that they're facing away. And these chunks give me like shoulder shapes and arm thickness and torso, and all of that is going to help me make drawings in this very quick way that still express the spatial relationships in each of the tiny little sketches that I'm doing. So as you can see in this page, like I also have to add myself a bunch of notes around them just to make sure that there are moments of either a very clear description of something that I want to be visible in the details, but I know I can't draw right now with this sketchy style, or it's like a line that's got to come through because I'm not doing any of the words. The words can be changed until the very end of publication. Like words are the easiest things to change in a comic, so they'll change a lot. They'll keep getting moved around. But the pacing of the drawings, for me, this is about looking at like, how busy is this page? How busy is that page? And then after two busy pages, what do I need? What do my eyes need? What does my brain need? What kind of feeling am I trying to give somebody? Do I want them to feel rushed and pressed and cramped? Because then my drawings can be page after page of like tighter and tighter, more and more full. Or do I want them to feel a flow, where there's like a lot of information and then there's a soothing and then there's a big spacious image and then we see lots of little details. I get to make those decisions based on how I want someone to feel in the reading rhythm. This for me is how music and comics are related, is that I'm really focusing on that like reading experience, the flow that someone is going to feel while they're also taking in all the words and information with their brain. So doing thumbnails like this, instead of doing a zero draft where I'm drawing on like the full size of page, gives that bigger view, and I really love it. So I've done my zero draft of the prologue, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 16, 18, 22. The prologue is 32 pages. So it's a long prologue, but it's also very sensory. So there's lots of like lusciousness and big drawings of like forest scenes, because I want you to just like feel it and be there. And so having a 40 or a 32 page prologue is not so bad. And now I'm working on the first chapter, and I've only got 8 pages of it done in the zero draft. Like, it kind of drops off there, and I've got so much more to write. And the prologue is a really contained story, but the first chapter has to do a lot of jobs. And so that's where my document is really necessary. Like, I've got my iPad open here so that I can just have the document sitting there. And as I'm going, I'm like checking in with it, checking in with like, am I sharing enough information here? Am I leading us where I want things to go? Oh, I'm looking for a scary moment here. Let me go to my little list of spooky moments so that I can choose what one might be appropriate. Because I'm really dealing with so many different emotions, but fear as the central one. I had to like give myself a new section in my chaos document. It's called spooks. It's just all about things that I like, images or sequences of moments that I think would generate fear, just on their own and aesthetically belonging to the world. So that's the kind of thing that, like, I'm telling a story here, and then I have a moment where I'm like, ooh, something creepy here would be good, but like there's nothing the story is telling me should happen right now. So I go look at my list of spooks. That's one of the ways that I use my big document to make something concrete. So since our last video, having all of this zero drafted feels amazing. I'm so glad that I'm actually taking 2 hours every Sunday to work on this, because that's all it's been, 2 hours every Sunday. Like, you don't need to work a lot to get something done kind of quickly. Everyone's different though. Like, give yourself patience. Some people need to be working every day to actually grind through the difficult parts or to come to their ideas. I'm more of a floater. Like, I need to just be floating through my life, like snatching things from the air as I go. And then short bursts like that, where I'm actually dedicated to putting things on the page, are so productive, because it's like everything I've grasped, I can just like funnel through. So that's my progress report. I'm renewed in my obsession with this story and having so many ideas. Like, I'm actually thinking about doing this in pencil and color now. I have some really good thoughts about color that are coming to me, and I'm so excited. And it's starting to feel like something that can become something I plan to print, because my drawing style is going to be at least a little bit attuned to the type of printing, like type of paper, printing method, and ultimately how I want to publish it. So those things are kind of in play in my brain. Anyway, I wanted to keep this progress update short. And I also wanted to say that in looking at my previous progress videos, I'm very frustrated by the color saturation and light saturation compression effects, because these videos look totally great on my phone, and then I upload them to YouTube and they get compressed to shit and they look so bad. So I may be reposting those videos soon with different compressions, trying to figure out how to make them not look awful. But in the meantime, thank you for watching awful looking videos, because I love talking to you, and this is a form of accountability for me. So it's great. I would love to hear from you too if you're doing zero draft. Please, let's like share the accountability space. Send me comments here or on social media, whatever you want. But anyway, I'm so pleased that this project is happening. Both Also True and the zero draft. It's just like unlocking something for me. And I hope it does for you too. Bye for now.